Hey, what's happening, you guys? Just wanted to go over a little bit of MasteryConnect, how to push out a test to your students. So if you're looking at the screen right now, I've created an exit ticket. This one happens to be on right triangle trigonometry. So if I click on that, what it's going to show you is a copy of the assessment, the standards. So over on the question 1, it's 1 point, exit ticket, multiple choice question, the standard, the name of the title of the question, okay? And then down below here, I've got a total score on this whole thing and who it's created by and the district. And so the standard information, it talks about, if you look down here, gives you a short description of what the standard is, and you could, copy and paste that and put it into any kind of, documentation that you want if you're tracking students. So it's pretty powerful that way. So after the assessment is created, you're going to add it to your tracker, which is essentially your class. And what happens is you click add to tracker, and then it will say, select the tracker that you want. This one's already in these trackers, but if I wanted to add, say, another class, I click it right there and it would add it to that particular class. So I would hit add, and then it would go to that particular class. So then if I wanted to assess my students, I would go to trackers, find the class that I'm going to assess. I'll start with my integrated math 2 block 3 class. I click on that, and then the tracker opens up. Now I need to scroll through, and this is where you got to do a little research. I'm going to scroll through and find the standard. Along the top are all the different standards. So I'm going to find the standard that I want to assess. This one happens to be HSG-SRT. I mouse over it. It gives me the short description again. And then right above that, you'll see this tiny little, that's how many assessments there are in that standard little box. So I click on that. So if I want to assess my students, I mouse over to the little drop arrow and I click on assess. So I click on assess. What happens is that assessment that I just created and any other assessment that's related to that standard that I name, this one happens to come from a Pythagorean theorem review quiz. This is not the assessment I just created. The one I just created was the exit ticket. So after I find the assessment within the standard, that's the tricky part. So you got to go to the standard, got to go to the class, to the standard, and then find the assessment that measures that standard. Could be multiple assessments, could be part of a bigger assessment that includes multiple standards. This one happens to be the exit ticket. So I click on, I mouse over and click on assess. So here's the part that comes up. I can either highlight this whole idea and put it like I can highlight have students navigate to. I can right click. I can copy this. I can go to put it in a chat box in a Google Meet. I can email this out. I can hold on to the code until I'm ready to give it out. But once I tell students to go to this website, this website and enter this code, now the students enter their student ID number, 102, 301, blah, 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 whatever it is, and then they're taking the test. It affiliates their student ID number with this assessment. And then you can do things like set the expiration for anywhere from 10 minutes or customize it however you want to a year from now, okay? The other way to send this out is to push this thing out. So if I, as an example, let me update this here real quick. Go to my assessment. I can generate different ID numbers, right? So if I want to do another session, I can do that. Default comes in at 7 days. I can push this assignment out. Once I click push the assignment out, okay, and I grab this, so it says the assessment's now available to these students. Once I decide to do that, they can, I can copy and paste the URL into the Canvas learning management system. I can I can shoot this link straight to students, and they log in, they click on the link, and they have access to it. It's another way to push that out. When it comes back, students take the assessment. As they take the assessment, you'll hear little pops, almost like a notification. Boop, pop, little pops will come up, and then it will generate their score and where they are on the learning spectrum in terms of exceeding mastery, near mastery, mastery, and remediation. And then after you're done, you can just print your student scores. This is kind of cool. All of your student scores pop up. You hit this little print button. It tells you which student, what their score is, whether they've exceeded the standard, what the standard is. You can also run reports on this, where you can look at the 2 questions, see which questions were answered, how many people answered correctly, what the most common missed solution was. You can go back and look at the assessment again. You can print your assessment right here. You can add some notes, create a little bubble sheet, right? And that way, if you want students to come up and, just scan their answers, you can do that. You can get your answer key. Okay. So just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on how that's done. All right.